Vigilance is key in the path to victory.
What combat experience do you have?
I specialize with two-handed weapons. You know that already. I'm fair with other combat arts as well, like archery and one-handed weapons. However, I don't know much about spellcasting right now. Still working on that. And if I don't have a weapon on me, I can use my fists. I've been told that they punch like steel, quite literally.
How old are you anyway?
Isn't it rude to ask a woman her age? Old enough.
I had other questions.
Sure. What were they?
How did you learn archery?
Just recently, actually. And out of desperation, during one of my old contracts. Kind of a kill or be killed scenario. I'm lucky I even got out of that scrape alive. However, that's a story for another time.
You learned archery just like that? You're talented.
I'm not. I'm still barely mediocre. I only just know how to fire a bow. And I don't even hit my targets half the time. Looks good. But never can be too careful.
Mind yourself in my city, lass. This here act's in full swing as a right terrible sight.
He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts
I'm all
report,
for
sir.
diplomacy.
Every
The
day
sooner the
we're
Emperor
under
deals with this civil war mess, the sooner we can get back to Cyrodiil.
It's not a cause. It's a rebellion.
Call it whatever you like, General. The man's going to try to take Whiterun.
Yup. Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle? Do you have some reason to be here, citizen?
I came here to fight for the Empire.
Fine. Why don't you have a chat with Legate Ricka? I suspect we might have use for someone resourceful like you.
Balgruf refuses the Legion's right to garrison troops in his city. On the other hand, he also refuses to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Well, if he wants to stand outside the protection of the Empire, fine.
What are you doing that?
Pillage a city.
General.
You people and your damn Jarls.
Sir, you can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Draft another letter with the usual platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plans. Speak with Legate Ricka. She will determine if you are Legion material.
How goes the war?
There's not much up there, but if we can regain Winterhold, our proximity to Windhelm should keep Ulfric wary and wasting troops garrisoned at home.
What will it take to end the war?
Ulfric's Stormcloak's head rolling away from his lifeless body.
What's the Imperial Legion doing in Skyrim?
The Legion's always been here. Without us to keep order, the provinces would fall into barbarism and lawlessness. Especially Skyrim. Take, for example, Ulfric Stormcloak and his little rebellion. But rest assured, his days are numbered.
Have you always lived in Skyrim?
I'm originally from Cyrodiil, sent here at the request of the Emperor himself. I'm often ordered to places with problems that need fixing. Now, while I'm certain this is all terribly interesting to you, I have important matters to attend.
Riverwood trader is everything you need in a general store.
Did something happen?
Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in, but we still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw.
I could help you get the claw back.
You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northeast of town.
So this is your plan, Lucan?
Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh. Really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
No, by the 8, fine.
Bleak Falls Barrow is
but
just
only to the
outside of
edge
town. I can show you.
Tell me more about yourself, Camilla.
Sure thing. It's always good to have someone to talk to.
Where did you come from?
My brother and I came from the city of Skingrad originally, where our family used to own a lucrative business. Sadly, my parents passed away a few years after I was born, so my brother Lucan has been the only family I've really known.
You must be close to your brother.
Well, we have our fights, as do any siblings, but we both know we're all each other's got.
How did your parents die?
Some burglars came into the shop and tried to steal our heirloom. My parents did their best to protect it, but they weren't fighters. I'm not sure if it was pity, or simply that they didn't want to wait around and find out, but they didn't bother to come get Lucan and I.
Who raised you?
My brother Lucan, of course. He never expected to inherit the business at such a young age, much less so that he'd have to play father for his little sister. But here I am, all grown up and healthy. So all things considered, he wasn't half bad as a guardian.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Well, they died when I was just 4, so I don't have much memory of them anyway. Still, I often wonder what it's like to have parents who nurture you. Maybe our lives would have been completely different.
Why did you move to Skyrim?
With the devastation of the Great War, so too came absurd taxes. For the Emperor had gotten into a debt that can't be repaid in 3 generations. In the end, my brother decided it wasn't worth living down in Cyrodiil anymore, paying the Empire 6 coins for every 10 he made. So he sold the business and had us move to Skyrim. Better life, better law, and better taxes. Fresher air too, that's of no doubt.
Why didn't Lucan want you to leave Riverwood?
I guess he's just afraid. After all, I am all the family he's got. To raise me and manage our parents' business, he missed his best years to start his own family. If anything were to happen to me out there, then he would truly be alone.
New in town, right? If you need a place to sleep, head over to the Winking Skeever.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever. Take a load off and enjoy the atmosphere.
You need to leave now.
The name's Ash. If it's mercenary work you need, that'll be 200 gold. Then that's business. Any questions before we venture out?
I don't have any more questions.
Fine. I do have one for you. What job do you want me to do? Is this more of a general escort or a dungeon exploration?
Perhaps some dungeon work for now.
You've definitely done your fair share of exploring. Good.
Once or twice, maybe.
You don't have a lot of experience. That's fine. I'll just have to keep that in mind.
How do you know that?
There are ways to determine someone's combat experience just by looking at them. A mentor taught me. Here, I'll let you borrow some skill books. It'll make my job easier. And it's nice to be working with you. What have you got? What's our next plan? Be mindful. What now?
Open your storage, please.
Why would I do that?
Do you have magicka potions?
Always prepared, remember? I keep a few spares on hand just in case I encounter a particularly draining situation. Yes? What did you need?
Where do you come from, anyway?
An isolated mountain region in High Rock. I'm not exactly a local here in Skyrim, though you could probably already tell that from my Breton appearance. I ended up here in Skyrim as it seems like it's the best place for mercenary work. And I don't think I'm wrong, seeing as we've been working together.
It must have been tough leaving High Rock behind.
Yeah. Yeah, it was difficult.